Tak boleh. Good morning and thanks everyone for joining us for a webinar series Get Yourself Gig, hosted by FastSpace at City Hub and the GigXGlobal. I'm Shazlina, I'll be your host for today. Before we get started, let me get this opportunity to preview a little bit about City Iskandar, City Hub and FastSpace at City Hub. City Iskandar is a 305 acres Asia's multi-campus education city featuring local and international higher education institution training and R&D centers. It's not a campus in the city, but I could say it's a city of campuses. Next, we go to City Hub. It's actually a social space for students and the community featuring a variety of cafes and food offering. We have a convenience store like 7-Eleven, Maybank ATM machine, and if you are looking for event spaces, we have two, such as a meeting, seminars, and discussion room. For the music lover, let's jam at our music studio at level 1. Now, let's go to the FastSpace, our co-working space located at level 2 at the City Hub. And what made us different is we are co-working space plus, meaning we are an ecosystem designed for collaboration. We offer hot desking, private office, and virtual office. Dear participant, now we can begin. Our today's speaker is Shareen, Shariza, Dato, Abdul, Ghani, the co-founder Surga Innovations in Berhad, who created and designed a talent tech solution called GigXGlobal.com. We'll be sharing on essentially to provide an in-depth explanation on the gig economy and how one can successfully thrive in such environment. If you have any question during the presentation, just write them to the Q&A box below. We will collect this and address them during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. So everyone, please welcome Shareen.
Good morning. Thank you, Shaz. Morning, everyone. It's nice to be here. Although virtually, I'm dialing in from KL, and I think people are dialing in from everywhere else as well. So we talk about future of work. So this is really future of conferences and future of work all rolled into one. So I'm very happy to present this topic, something that's very, very close to my heart, and also the co-founders of GigXGlobal, and a solution that we think is timely, a solution that we know is much needed in today's, environment, and how we can leverage on this and really benefit from the gig economy. So I've got a couple of slides that I will show that will kick off our session together. And then after that, I really would like to hear your views, your comments, your concerns, your questions, and any sort of sharing that you want to sort of impart with all of us here in this virtual room. So let me just pick up the slide and open it for you. Okay, here we go. So sit back and relax, guys. I'll take you through this couple of slides that will, I believe, trigger your thinking, trigger some action, or at the very least, trigger you to reflect on, where you are in your career journey and what you want to do and move forward with. So this is a very sort of telling slide and very, important slide for us. I start with this slide because you see all the cities, all the beautiful cities around the globe, and that's what GigXGlobal is. We are a global company. We are headquartered in Kuala Lumpur as well, of course, very proud of our city, but we work with various organizations and various partners across the globe. What do we cover today? Welcome and introductions, we've done that, and thank you for the beautiful video about EduCity. I always get pumped up when I view the video. You have such beautiful facilities and I can't wait to go there. The next part of our discussion is the future of work, some trends. Is it real? Is it buzz? Is it here to stay, or is it just another flash in the pan? What do we do if we believe that it's real? And I believe it's real, and we'll show you why we think it's real. How do we get yourselves gigged? What are the things that we can share and do that will, improve our sort of gig economy offerings out there and really become the future of work kind of, talent that we are experiencing today and also for the next, many, many years to come. The last bit is, of course, I'd like to share with you the platform that we've created called GigXGlobal. And I'll give you a little bit of insights on how we have designed it, what kind of features that we have that's quite unique, and why we think it is very important for us to have a solution that we bring to you under Sorga Innovation, and our platform is called GigXGlobal. So it's all about growing jobs for income, for stable livelihoods, whether it's permanent jobs or gig. It's about human capital development. We're very passionate about continuous learning, reskilling, upskilling, access to income. We also look at addressing social safety nets because there have been a lot of talk in the past about how the gig economy doesn't support the talent in that ecosystem. So I'll share with you a few of the things that we've done, which is going to shake the market, and we're very excited and very proud of that. And then, of course, the talent platform, GigXGlobal. Now, when we talk about where this whole sort of trend is coming through, I like to put it into 4 sort of buckets. The circular economy, I think most of us are aware of that. It's about sustainability. It's about how we use products and services, how we design products so that we're not creating harm to the environment or to the society. So the circular economy looks at an end-to-end kind of solution for our planet's sustainability. Then, of course, is the digital economy. We're living it today. In fact, we're living it today for our own survival because, with the pandemic, imagine if we didn't have a digital app. Imagine if we didn't have the content, My Sejahtera, or those, or the kind of apps that we use in this pandemic would not have been possible. It would have been very, very difficult for us to trace cases. Now we use it as, sorry, there is a problem with the slide. Is it better now? Somebody was telling me there's a black box on the slide. Okay, I'll just go to this one. I think this one is better because it doesn't have that black background. Sorry, guys. When we do this online, there's always a bit of a lag, yeah? So, okay, so I was talking about the different kind of economic construct. Sorry, let me pause for a while. There's a bit of a problem with the technical. Sorry, guys. The black box is still there, somebody is saying. When we do our testing, it's always okay. But somehow there is a problem with the slides. Okay, I'm going to stop share for a while, and then if you don't mind, let me try and see how I can fix that funny black box that people have been telling me. Sorry. Here we go. I will do the slides now, and then you tell me whether this works. We were okay when we tested. Is this okay? Do you still see the black box, or is it not there anymore? I may have to do it like this so that you see the slides not in its full form. Anybody else with problems with the slides? It's okay now, perfect, no black box. Okay, that was my box that's like, messing up your screen. Okay, I'm going to put it at the side. Okay, here. So, all right. So this is the part that we were talking about earlier. Okay, this one where we talk about the different sort of economic construct. I spoke about the digital economy and how it's also now a survival tool for us. We're so dependent on it. And then, of course, the gig economy. The gig economy is, something that everybody are familiar with. We have, there you go. Okay. So we have a lot of apps that we use today, the Airbnb, Uber. The thinking is that if we can share our car, we can share our homes, we can share a spare room, we can certainly share talent. And that's where the thinking about the gig economy comes through. Flexible jobs that are commonplace. Some of them are called independent contractors. Now people like to say the on-demand sort of talent. And that's where we are moving with this agenda. So why do we think that the platform is important, and why the future of work trend? If you look at this data, it will show that on the left side is companies. Companies are ready to adopt agile workforce. That means they have, gig economy talent as part of their talent pool. And also millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. So these numbers are in 2018. I would imagine the latest numbers would show, an increase, especially now that we are in this, time of pandemic, right? Okay. Next, why do we think that there is room for growth in the gig economy? Number one, typically because we all think about the solution in a very different way. We want to actually look at how we elevate different types of talent. People are aware and familiar with gig economy being, for the transactional type roles, the task-based role. So the people that deliver your food, the people that, drive the Grab that takes you from point A to point B, and they have a very important service to give. But where it gets even more exciting is that if you look at those, bar charts, the gray charts, the gray sort of bar that you see, those are professionals who are in the gig economy. And surprise, surprise, they are a larger number than, the ride hailing, because the ride hailing and the delivery guys are at the dark green bar. At the highest, say in the US, is 18%. Whereas you look at the dark gray and the lighter gray, that's where there are professionals who are doing gig work. Can I just stop here and see that everybody is okay with the slides? Have I just fixed it for everyone? There's a bit of a problem with the slide. I'm having someone to help me. There we go. Is that better, guys? Sorry, the technology.
Shariin, sorry.
Yes.
Are you opening another thing tak yang ada black box tu? There's a small.
No, I'm not, which is really strange, because it could be my sort of Zoom window, which I need so that I can see people's comments.
I see.
So yesterday when we tested, it was okay. Are you seeing the black box now?
You need to try to share your screen again.
Yeah, okay, let me share my screen again. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay.
Okay, there's no box.
Is that better? Is that box still there?
No, it's not. Can you go full screen?
If I do full screen, I think the box will come up.
No?
Yeah.
And then you won't be able to see you, is it?
Yes, I won't be able to see the comments, but that's okay. Let me just go through it. Is the black box still there and annoying everyone?
Because they cannot see the slide clearly, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. When we tested it was all good. Thank you, Edacity team. Okay, let's see. How do we then activate, the alternative talent pool, or even latent talent pool, they say. What's happening globally? If you look at in the US, potentially there's 2.7 trillion per year that the gig economy can inject into the global economy by 2025. So that's a huge sort of contribution to the GDP. When you look at what's happening in Malaysia, there's 26% of working population in Malaysia that is self-employed. So they are giggers. Either they have their own company and they're running it, or they're independent contractors or independent talent. I will use the word talent, not contractors. So comparison between gig economy and traditional jobs. Why do people do gig economy? You guys know this. Flexible hours, some do it because they need, income. And there are a lot of other sort of, issues that's driving people that's in the gig economy. So where we think there is a sweet spot between businesses and talent is that, people who are in the gig economy comes with skills. They want to have, obviously a level of flexibility, but they have a talent or skill that is much needed. For businesses, of course, they don't have permanent positions for some of these projects, so they look at, the gig economy's talent. So let's go into this phase where we talk about what we need to do to getting yourselves gigged, right? So there are a couple of things. We need to understand the landscape. There are a few components in the gig economy, so I'm simplifying it a little bit. But there's you, who are the freelancers, the gig talent, the people who work independently, work on demand. There are platforms. So there are platforms out there where you can register, you can look at what's the offerings and what's available. And of course, there are consumers and businesses, your clients, whether it's direct, that means you service a particular person. So that's more than transactional. I get on my Food Panda bike and I deliver goods for you. So that's consumer. For the businesses, it's more skill type of gigs that they're looking at, or gig talent that they're looking at, and they want to look at it in terms of broader sort of offerings that you provide. So the first was to understand the landscape. Secondly is to understand who you are. What kind of skills do you have that is marketable and relevant? Yeah, we need to know that, and we need to actually profile that, and we need to actually then talk about it so that people will come on board and sort of look at you and say, oh, you've got this particular skill that I need for a particular task or a particular project that I have. So this is more from the business angle, right? Your personal brand. And there's someone in the audience, Ghani, who is a dear friend, and she talks very, very eloquently about building your personal brand. And how do you then bring forward the person? So you have the skills, now you got to show off the person, right? So what do you do that is unique, or, that people can identify you with? Is there something particular about you that, makes you an interesting person for people to engage with? The third and most important thing, and that's something that I've been living since I got into this world of the gig economy, is the networks. We have to build our networks. If you have existing networks, let's see how you can leverage on that. If you don't have, we have to start working on, various events and, link up with people that will then get you noticed. At the last talk that I did, and maybe some of you were in there, I gave this quiz on future skills. Do take the link. We're not going to do the quiz today, but this link is useful for you to think about in terms of what kind of skills do you have, what kind of skills that you need to develop so that then you can thrive in the future of work kind of scenario. Here is also another quiz that, we will post it into the chat later when I get to the chat. On the kind of future of jobs and how you fit in that kind of scenario. That's interesting, right? So after we know about the landscape, we know about who we are, our personal brand, our skills, and then our networks. It's really when, where, and how to start. Now that's the bigger question because people always struggle with this. I look at it in like 4 buckets. First of all is to secure your first client. That's going to be tough, and I'll be real with you, because even in the gig economy, it's not as easy as we would like it to be. It's not as easy as we sometimes think it is. It takes a while for you to secure your first client, and that will be, when that happens, that will be the best moment that you will experience. But what do you need to do to secure your first client? You have to identify a problem that the client has and research and do a lot of reading and thinking about the kind of solutions that you want to bring forward to them. and then recommend the solution. And of course, when the proposal is accepted, there's fee and project scheduling that you will go into. So secure your first client is a very important first step, obviously. Now, the next question, a lot of people have been asking me this when I give talks, is that how do I charge? Now, what I've learned, and I think you should also apply this, is that if possible, start with a freemium model. What do I mean? I think you know about this freemium, right? Give something for free first, complimentary, so that people have a taste of what is it that you can offer. And then after that, start, building up the charges. Ghani, I'm going to quote her example again, has got this really beautiful way of putting up pricing. She runs sessions where she says, pay as you wish. This is for one kind of session, yeah, not for all. But that's a way for her to actually gauge how much would someone pay for a session with Ghani. So, it can range between a 10 ringgit all the way to, a couple of hundreds. But she does say that, on normal occasions, I charge this much. So there is a benchmark, and then there is a range. In fact, there's a huge range that she allows people to then access her talent and what she offers, but at a fee that you can afford. And that's a very beautiful concept. And think about that as one way of doing it. Next, you have to benchmark your skills to market value. Be open to take reductions in fees because you are an independent sort of talent. You won't be able to, demand top dollar yet. But to start with, be realistic with, what you think the client can afford, and come to a position that both are comfortable with. At the start, you need to actually turn around quick projects with lower fees. This one I learned as well. We sometimes get hung up that we want to go to this huge, big organization that's going to give you huge projects with a nice sort of project fee. But the reality is that do quick projects first, lower fees, get your feet and your sort of your talent and your presence out there, and things will happen. It will take a while. How do you sustain? There's another big topic. Building a business is over time. At least 2 years, you need to have, something that will, support you for your needs. Because when the projects come, you sometimes don't know, when it's going to come, what fee are you going to receive from it. So I always say, make sure you have enough savings to support your basic needs for 12 months or more if possible. And really adjust your lifestyle, focus on what you need and what you want, because you want to live in this world of flexibility. Something's got to give, right? So when you adjust your lifestyle, you look at what is it that you really need and not what you want. There is a happy place that you can find that really takes you along that journey. And of course, always set aside percentage of your gig earnings after every project payment for savings. Yeah, savings is very important. Your retirement funds and various other things that you can do. And I'll show you a model that we have developed under GigXGlobal. Manage risk and be agile and build resilience. There will be failures, guys. Let's be honest with it. Even with people who do the task-based gig that rides the ride-hailing and the delivery guys, they wait for a trigger to come in for a delivery to happen. If the trigger doesn't come in, they don't earn anything for that day. So it's tough, right? So let's get real about it. I want you to manage. I want to help you manage expectations so that then you know how to manage your own risk. You are agile and you actually are resilient to absorb shocks. Pivot based on market demand. We at GigXGlobal have pivoted so many times. Every other month or so, we're looking at our solution, say, okay, this is not working, do something else, push this one, stop that and whatever, right? And then, of course, manage business and personal health performance. The next bit that I wanted to share is the business of one. Some people have asked me, when you do a gig, are you an entrepreneur? You are, but you are a solopreneur. There's another term that's going out there. And I learned this from a dear friend of mine. But she says that, you have to think like an entrepreneur and network like what entrepreneurs do. Go into go into chat groups, get yourself introduced to networks that sometimes you're not familiar with and it makes you uncomfortable. But there is where you find the gems that you learn. You find people that you think you can, sort of work with, and then you may find clients, you may find projects. So what you need to do as an entrepreneur, and this is very basic, is to map up the opportunities. Where are all the opportunities? What are the skills that I have? How do I map it to the opportunities? Find existing and create new opportunities. Find existing opportunities and create new opportunities. Entrepreneurs are always doing that. Join as many networks as you can. My mantra, and my co-founder taught me this as well, is that say yes first, figure it out later. Because if you have the right skills, you have the right networks, you have the right business sense, you will figure out the solution. But always be brave and courageous enough to say yes within the parameters of what you can do. Don't say yes and then you can't do it, right? Say yes within the parameters that you can do. Work around the network that you have on how to deliver that solution, right? Marketing and harnessing your online and offline platforms, that's important. Understand the medium, the message, the content. Manage it like a business. Financial tracking, your basic bookkeeping. Social safety nets, I go back to that again. Savings, ETF, insurance. Continuous learning, your upskill and reskilling. And also then showcase your success and achievements. And sometimes if you feel that there is a learning that you can share based on something that you have not done well, show that as well, because then people understand that, your journey is not just a bed of roses. It's deep with reality. There are good days and there are bad days. I'm going to show you this slide because it tells, it gives an indication of what the gig economy is like in Malaysia in terms of your sustainability and your resilience. A lot of people who are in the gig economy don't have enough savings. So financial planning is an important component of you if you want to survive in a gig economy. 66% has no retirement plan. Now that's scary. And then, a lot of them are aged between 21 to 25 years old. And if you don't have retirement savings, you don't have personal financial plan, that is a problem. Yeah. So think about those kind of things because it's important. Now I'm going to switch into the case study of GigXGlobal and what we have built. And I think you know this, guys. I'll share the slides so that then, people can have the slides and sort of read through it. But these are the kind of issues that we think about. Remember in the slide earlier that I shared, find that problem. What are the pain points that your clients have? For us at GigXGlobal, it's both. It's companies and talent. Because, at the very base of our solution, it's the companies and the demand and the supply, right? So what are the issues that the companies are facing? What are the issues that talent are facing? How do we build a solution that then puts everything together? But the one thing when I talk to various companies is that, people say that human capital is so important, but it's an intangible asset. And most importantly, it's so critical to grow a successful organization. But in most cases, it's undervalued. So this is a real problem in the country, real problem across the globe, because people don't know how to, value talent because it's intangible, right? So having thought about the problem statement, these are the issues of supply and demand. Really anchoring in what are the core issue is undervalue. How do we value talent? And then providing a solution. So this is our model as GigXGlobal. So like I said, the solution is at the center. That's the matching sort of algorithm that matches demand to supply. We start with demand. We talk to companies and ask them, what are some of the roles that you can gig out? And then we look at the supply, right? But here's the beautiful thing about what we have created. Remember, we talked about savings, retirement plan, we talked about upskilling, reskilling. We have designed the solution to be a future of work ecosystem, and it's a future of work platform where you see we have a partnership with Nicole, and I'll share a little bit with you on Nicole, where they are our partner for learning. They have really good modules on leadership, on technical skills, and of course, rolling out their youth modules, right? So Nicole is one partner. Gig Minds is where we do our own curation of content. And this is where these sessions are part of our Gig Minds. So we codify it, we make it into short, cute clips, videos, and then we sort of advocate the things that we do. Gig careers, how do we manage our career? We sometimes have career coaches. We need somebody to help us with our personal branding. We work with Dragonfire, that's Honey, and the various services that's on offer with for the talent. Now, at the bottom part is where it gets very, very interesting because we have not seen any platform that has this kind of features. We are now partnering with Pod. Pod is a micro saving platform for financial stability. I've joined Pod. I commit that I will save X amount so that at the end of the year, I get something that I save for, my own need or whatever, right? So you need to think about that. Gig Invest, we're talking to some partners who wants to grow with us. And after you've saved X amount of money, you've used it for something special that you want to reward yourself with. There is an X amount, then you can upgrade and expand your portfolio into going into investments. And I'm very encouraged that young people are doing this very early in their life, which is good. You need to invest early. So that's Gig Invest. Gig Care is well-being, mental health. How do we support each other? Because people who work in the gig economy can sometimes be alone, and you need to create that sort of system where it helps you manage your health and your well-being. So the platform is live. Register. It's complimentary for all of you today. And we're happy to actually facilitate your registration. So this will show you how to register when you go into the platform, register as a talent. It's very easy, but we take a lot of care to get more information from you. Why? Some people ask me, oh, you ask too many information. We need to have a lot of information so that then the matching is good between your skill and your client. So educational details, what kind of projects you've done, some work experiences that you have. So the matching algorithm becomes very smart in matching you to the demand that's coming through. We also ask what kind of preference would you like? Is there a location that you like to work in? What kind of skills do you have? And then you have your profile, right? So this is what you get, and then the sort of gigs that comes through will be featured into the profile. But here's the thing, you wouldn't get 10,000 sort of unrelated gigs. You will get those who are related to skills. So your mailbox is not, filled with so many other jobs that you don't really have interest in. I have a problem with that. I sign up for these platforms and there's so many offers that I don't have time to look at. I'm not even interested in. So then you will get a gig alert. People will actually then, if there is a posting of a gig that's relevant to you, it will come out and you get alerted that, hey, there's a gig for you. You're good with data and you're a data scientist, for example. So I'm taking you through this registration, very brief, and and how you apply for gigs. So the navigation is easy enough, and we have little information at the side to guide you, to tell you how to actually navigate through the platform. We also have the learning platform, and this is a partner that works with us on, developing content for learning. Besides Nicole that I've mentioned, there are other partners that we work with that looks at different courses. So here we go. So I would like to invite you to join us and sign up with GigXGlobal. This is the slide that I wanted to share in terms of where the market is. Sorry, let me do this. When we say global, we mean it. So we have partnerships with obviously companies in Kuala Lumpur. We have a strong partner in Singapore. We have a very strong partner in Dubai, and they're looking at doing this market exchange of gigs and talent. We already have a representative office in London, Iran is his name, and he was one of the founding team in GigXGlobal, and then he moved to London and said, hey, I will be your rep there. Lovely, right? And we also are opening up a partnership in Vancouver that covers North America. So, you know, you can start in Kuala Lumpur, but your potential and your reach is really global with the kind of partnerships that we have. Talking about partnerships, I spoke earlier about Nicole, and I'm registered with Nicole. There's a 1-year subscription on Nicole that you know, we are offering to all our gig talent. Use this promo code called this promo code GigX Nicole, and what you'll get will be a 1-year subscription. It's 260 ringgit. It's a really great value of 21 ringgit per month for you to access a set of directed learning. Reskill, upskill, you join a community of practitioners. So GigX community is there already in Nicole. Get gigs and expand your network. Remember I talked about network? This is one channel for you to expand your network. And then, you know, the subscription of 21 ringgit 60 cents per month is actually 2 of your, you know, coffee bean or Starbucks coffee, right? So, but you get really great value when you go into Nicole, and I'm there. We talk about things, we post articles, the community is very vibrant. So you register with us at gigxglobal.com and then get the code. Now, Pod, the savings platform, the code is GigXGlobal3. Why is GigXGlobal3? When you sign up with this code, 3 ringgit will be deposited in your account to start you on your savings journey. And you will see all these steps to join, to test, whatever, and then go into the reward section and claim the code, and you will get 3 ringgit deposited into your account. The app works wonderful, both Nicole and Pod, because I am a user of both Nicole and Pod. And really, it's something that you need to do so that then you are secured financially, you are secure in terms of your skills, and then you can focus on doing your gigs. So the underlying magic is there's technology, there's also humans behind it, thinking about how we leverage on technology. So that's my last slide, and this is my favorite slide, and how we actually then look at being creative, and when we believe and we act in a fundamentally different way. Knowledge will get you at one level. Experience will connect the dots for you, but when you have creativity, different things come through, and you'll be surprised at how much you can create and how much you can add value. So I'll stop right there. I'm so sorry about the earlier problem with the slides. Now I can see you guys, and we're ready for some Q&A. Sorry for the delay with all the technology. We tested yesterday and everything was fine, Kanchas?
No problem. All right, thank you so much, Shareen, for the presentation. I believe that this is very beneficial sharing, and then for those who want to start their gig journey, so at least they have a clear picture and understanding the gig economy better. Okay, so I can see there's a few questions from the audience here. Okay, let's start with the question from Feng Hui. The question is, GigXGlobal is job hunting platform? I think we need to clear this so that we can, you know, like move to the other question, because it's very basic. I think they still, you know, like not clear on this.
Yeah. If you're looking for gigs, so if you're ready, remember when I said you're ready, you have your network, you have your skills, then you have to sign on to platforms. So there's a lot of platforms out there. GigXGlobal is one of them that will match you to the kind of projects that our clients have.
All right. Okay, so next question. How big is the gig economy on a global scale?
I showed that in the slide. So potentially, the 2.7 trillion globally to the GDP. So that's the size of it. Actual numbers is somewhere in between, but the projection is that 2.7 trillion by 2025. So you do have, you know, quite healthy growth. I have it in another slide, but you know, I can take it on if you want, and I'll open up that slide to show you the size of the gig economy today in terms of real data.
Will do.
Okay, maybe we can handle the other questions while I get that slide out for you.
Okay, Shareen, if let's say everyone is, like in this industry, how does the gig economy affect the corporate workplace?
The corporate workplace is changing. Remember the slide that I showed when we had all the disruption? I'm so sorry, guys. 56% of companies are all saying that in the next 3 years, they are going to actually rely a lot on independent talent. So that's the gig economy. Why? Number one, because they don't have the skill sets that's needed to do the things that currently their workforce is not skilled to do. Two is timeliness. They need to run the projects fast and quick. They don't have time to actually sit and train you. So if you have a skill that matches the projects that they have, then then they will give up those gigs for you. So it's more the agile workforce now that we're looking at. 30% of workforce in a traditional company will turn into independent, flexible talent. That's already happening today in most countries. It's happening in Malaysia to a smaller degree because Malaysia is a bit slow. But in other markets, that's what's happening.
Okay. All right. So if in this industry, is there any grants to assist new solopreneurs, Shareen?
Okay. If you go into Perkeso has got some, programs to upskill people who are in the gig economy. HRDF has also got programs to upskill. Perkeso also has their matching platform, but I think 80% of the jobs there, and we did a study on this, my team and I, are more permanent jobs, so they're not gigs. But if you're looking for permanent jobs, go to those kind of portals, right? For GigXGlobal, we also help you be placed for permanent jobs, but we like to actually move the needle into looking at more gig jobs so that then, we sort of create that vibrant economy that's coming through.
Okay.
So go into Perkeso, go into HRDF for skills, go into Nicole and get the skills that is self-directed and more targeted. For HRDF, it's very broad-based, so I've been in there as well, so it's a little bit difficult to navigate. For Nicole, you choose what you want to learn at the pace that you want to learn it, right?
Okay, I think this question is quite interesting. It's from one, do you have full-timers who are also gigsters? Is this normal? I think this is for, like something case study or something.
Yep.
So maybe you can, help one.
Absolutely. So full-timers who do gigs. I work with a group of people who are full-timers and they have a side hustle, they call it, right? Why? Some people do it because they need more income, not enough for their family. So they work 9 to 5 and then after that they do a gig. Either they do a task-based gig, drive Grab or whatever, or they pursue their passion. I know of doctors who are passionate about baking. And at the time when she's not in hospital, she's baking cakes and she's selling it online. And she does a great business online. That's a gig, right? Your full-time job is as a doctor, but you love to bake. She loves to also design fashion wear. And she does that and she has a platform that trades all that. So yes, people who are in full employment also do gigs. Sometimes because they need the extra money. Sometimes to pursue the passion, because they have other things that they are interested in. An accountant that cooks, those kind of professions that do gigs because of their passion. So there are two things, out of need and out of interest.
Okay, so I think before we wrap up, I have another one question. I think it should be the last question. What is your money tips to thrive in the gig economy? I think it's very important how your money tips to thrive in the gig economy.
I'm not quite sure what it means when you talk about money tips. What is it that the question is asking? Yeah, let me see. Where is it? Money tips to thrive. Oh, okay, Azlin. Well, like I said earlier, make sure you have enough savings so that then you can manage your day-to-day. We need to pay bills, we need to put food on the table. So savings and putting aside for your needs is very important. Then when you get gigs and you get paid, put aside for savings for a rainy day. And then all the services that I shared earlier in the slides, your insurance, your welfare, your investment, your learning. So the rule is that when you get something that when you are paid for a particular work, 30% of course goes into what you need to do to pay bills, whatever. Then after that, do another 30% that will put in, 20% put in savings. Another 20%, if your savings is healthy enough, is in investment. The other 20% is in developing your skills. Because we are competing with the world of other very skilled people out there, you got to always have the right skills at the right time that's relevant. So use that rule to actually then make you more sustainable in the gig economy so that you can thrive.
Okay. All right. So thank you all for the question, and then I hope we answer all your question. Okay, Shareen, before we end this session, is there anything else you would like to mention?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit. I'm very sorry about the issue with the slides earlier. I hope you have good takeaways. I will drop the slides with the team at EduCity. Get in touch with me. My email is Shareen, Shareen, at GigXGlobal.com, or our general mail at info@GigXGlobal.com. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to channel you to your next opportunity, inshallah. And I hope we can meet again. Stay safe, be good, take good care.
All right. Thank you so much, Shareen. Okay, everyone, do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at EduCity Official to keep updated on what's new. And EduCity Iskandar Malaysia Sdn Bhd on LinkedIn. Also, do check our YouTube page at EduCity Official for latest video. For those who have not yet registered, please do so. Join us on 10 March, Wednesday, at the same timing as today, 11:30 a.m. in our second Get Yourself Gig series. On behalf of EduCity and the GigXGlobal, thank you for joining us today. I'm Shazlina, and see you on 10 March. Thank you.